Chef TK. Welcome to the third episode of the Nictus Everyday Chef. Today we're going to be making a one-pot chicken and rice casserole. It's a very easy dish to prepare, especially for those people who are on the go and don't really have the time to prepare extravagant meals. So we're going to be working with our continental homeware cast iron pot. Lovely pot, very versatile. Stovetop, or you could throw it in the oven. And then we've got our very reliable toe tie gas stove. It's good for indoors, outdoors. I think you can basically cook anywhere with this gas stove. Ready, set, let's cook. Alright, so for today's recipe, we've got parsley, paprika, curry and coriander for the seasoning, the chicken seasoning. We've got crushed garlic, onion and pepper. These are our aromatics. These are gonna help us create a flavorful base for the rice. We've got our chicken stock for the rice. We've got the chicken itself, the long grain rice. I preferably like bonnet, which is what we have. Olive oil, salt, and just a few carrots that I had in the fridge for a while, and I think we could definitely do something with them for garnish. It's important that you heat up this baby. And the beauty of this continental homeware cast iron pot is that once it's heated up, it retains heat even after you've switched off the stove. Let's begin. All right, moving on to the chicken. We're gonna season our chicken with some paprika. I really like paprika because it adds depth and color to your dish. And then we've got our curry here for spiciness. Salt, essential. Coriander, flavorful. So here we go. Bit of salt, that looks like a lot, but it's all good. Chicken thighs are actually my favorite piece of a chicken. I find that the brown meat of the chicken is the best part. I don't really like eating chicken breast, right? Paprika right here. It's my fellow chefs, don't kill me for using a knife. Okay. Paprika right here. I'd roughly say 2 tablespoons would be good. We'll go 2 tablespoons of the paprika. Then for the curry, I'll say a tablespoon would do. Okay. So in order to get that browning, you should remove as much moisture as possible from the chicken thighs. So you can pat it dry with like a paper towel or something on the chopping board. Coriander, I love coriander. Okay, just a bit of coriander. Here we go. Then let's dig in, hands in here. Make sure you put all the spices. Mix them throughout. Okay. Make sure everything is coated. Okay, I think I'm just gonna add a little bit more paprika here. I actually switched it off and it's retained so much heat. So let's say you're cooking at some point and like the electricity goes or something, I'm sure you'll be able to finish like preparing your dish. Okay, so we're gonna drop in the chicken for browning. Listen to that. All right. When it sizzles, like I always say that when you're cooking, you need to cook with your senses. Like, let's say you're cooking rice, you can actually hear when the water's about to finish or when you've got like a lot of water in it. Okay, so we'll let the chicken brown. I just need it to brown a little bit more. Once this has browned, I'm going to add in the onion. The beauty about the onions is that they've got acidity in them, and that acidity is going to break down the pan juices, alright? Creating a flavorful sauce. Onions here, pepper there. We've got garlic. Garlic is essential. I can't recall a time where I've cooked without garlic at all. Okay, so now that our chicken is golden brown, we're gonna get our bowl here. Get our bowl, transfer it into the bowl. Okay, golden brown. Wow, this is fantastic. It's small but powerful. Golden brown. Okay. I mean, you could just eat it like this. So now that we've got our pot on the stove at medium to low heat, we're gonna chop up our onions. Will give us ample time to prep top and tail. That means cutting the back end and the front end. We just discard of that. The point is, we're trying to get this done as fast as possible because after long days of work, a long day of work, it's to like get something in your belly as quickly as possible, right? So just dice your onion quickly. Right, we got that. Just one more for flavor. I think onions and the garlic are what really bring the flavor to the dish, as well as the pan juices after we've just browned our chicken. These knives are very sharp. Done. Clean as you go. Okay, we'll just toss this in. Alright, a little bit of olive oil. Yeah, you know, you could literally drink this. Okay, so this shows that your cast iron pot is hot. So you can even turn off the heat because we've diced these like quite fine so they could burn, right? Lovely. Alright, while that's cooking, I'm gonna chop up our peppers. So when you see that your heat is high, right, this on to sweat so you don't lose all of your moisture, right? And we've got our peppers, right? I don't really like to waste, so I just cut out the crown, and you'll see it comes out properly with the seeds. That is going a little bit too fast. We'll switch it off. Right, and as for our peppers, I don't really like the white part, the pith, because it's bitter. Green peppers have got like a nice sweetness to them, and I like them because they remain firm, right, in comparison to like your red and yellow peppers, because those are slightly more ripe. Fun fact: red, yellow, and green peppers, just the same thing. More flavor out of them, right? Once that's done, I'm gonna put our peppers. We're not gonna cook the peppers for too long, right? We're just going to cook until they are al dente. That means firm to the bite. And considering we're gonna add some water, right, and boil the rice, we don't want to overcook them. We just want to coat them with the flavor of the pan juices. Right? You find that your pot is a little bit dry. I've never heard of anyone who's died from an excess of olive oil, right? Here we, and then our garlic, essential. I normally ask my mom to open up stuff like this because I'm always bad with like my kidding. Forgive me, chefs. Okay. Garlic, like a teaspoon of garlic. I'd go more, but I'm going to be sharing this with. Okay. Just a little bit of coriander. I'm going to add the curry. When you're adding curry, it's never added to your sauce raw, right? It's very important that you toast, right? I feel bad. Such a beautiful knife, but let's do it. Our rice. This is long grain, so it cooks relatively faster than short grain. It's different from the rice that you use to make risotto, right? It takes quite a while. So I'm getting roughly a cup and a half because I'm going to be feeding 4 lucky people. Okay. So 1.5 cups, right? Now that our rice is in, we're going to toast that soup slightly, infusing it with the flavors that we created as our base. Now, just a bit of parsley. Just a bit of parsley. Yeah. It's a good way of taking your greens. Alright, now we're going to add in our chicken broth. Chicken stock, as some know it. Just give that a stir. Chicken is brown, rice is in. We're just gonna nestle it properly to the pot. I could have this right now, honestly. Like, it's just, yeah. All right, and it's as simple as that. All right, remember those baby carrots that I found in the fridge? We could also add those in. Yeah, so carrots contain carotene, which is a phytonutrient. It's really good for you. Discard this. Okay. Then I'm just going to chiffonade. So this is the fancy French word for chopping up parsley for a garnish. Our dish is almost ready. I think that's more than enough. Rice is almost there. Almost, actually, that's fast. Pretty quick. Okay, so we're just waiting for all our water. I do tend to shake it here and there because you don't want your rice to clump up. I think we're good to go. During this time, you could go, relax, watch TV, catch up on some Netflix that you otherwise wouldn't have had time to do. One pot, this pot, and this gas stove. Lovely. Quick shout out to Nictus. This has been fantastic. Shout out to everyone I love. Mom, Tanai, love you guys. Hilda, you know where you are. So we are almost done here. Quick tip. As we mentioned, this is heat retaining, right? So I've just switched it off once again because the water's almost finished. If you keep the heat on, especially with how this thing like keeps heat, you might end up burning your rice. So right now we're going to just stir in those carrots. The beauty of chopping them this finely is they're going to cook with the residual heat within the rice. So they're not going to be mushy. I can't stand mushy carrots. I don't know if anyone can relate. Okay. So carrots, get that in. You can even put it on the top. You don't necessarily have to stir them in, right? Just put them on the top and then close the lid for them to steam. Now that our chicken is ready, our rice is cooked, we're going to plate. I always put emphasis on plating beautifully, you know, especially if you've saved so much time. It's nice to do something nice for yourself, so grab yourself a small ramekin. I'm sure even a cup will work, right? Just spoon it. Make sure you mix everything up. You get a little bit of those peppers, a little bit of those carrots, right? Spoon it in. This is off, but it's still hot in. Just press it down slightly, not too much. Flip your plate. Not too shabby. There we go. Chicken breast. Like I say, olive oil would never kill anyone. So a little bit of olive oil, it's good for you. Right? And chopped parsley that we chopped. Chef or not is the word. Just a little bit. So episode 3, Nictus, everyday chef, everyday food.